This is for May 27, 2013. I hope you all had a good Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans out there if any are listening. I want to go over the S&Ps, my game plan for tomorrow, and then three other markets I'm going to be watching this week for potential swing trade. One's in crude oil, the other's in the euro, and of course wheat. I'm looking for a potential trade to go long in wheat again. So S&Ps Friday I didn't do any trading Friday. Kind of watched the market, but I'm not surprised that we went up. We actually, if you look at the longer term chart, that sell-off we had was right into a support level here, 1332 and a half. We talked about that level where this congestion was. We know there's a lot of buyers in here, so not surprised there's still some there. They started they held price and price bounced. This also is very climactic in nature, this move, lots of ease of movement. We get the initial bounce, we came down, got the test of that level, and when we failed to go below it, and with a decent amount of supply here, it became evident that we'd probably go back up and at least test the top of the trading range. Here, this could up thrust. I wouldn't be surprised. It'd actually be good up thrust to short if it was during market hours that I'm actually up and trading, mainly because of this ease of movement in the background. So there's a lot of supply. An up thrust here would definitely tell us that we're probably going to come down and test this level again. So for tomorrow, I'll look if we fail to hold above this level. I'll probably look to short in the morning to test the lows. If we break below this level with some ease of movement, I would consider to go short as well. So break and then test and then short. I might even consider to go long if we spring it. So I'm really going to trade the trading range. We'll probably, we could just rock it down tomorrow. My guess is the market's more apt to go down than up at this point in time on the daily chart. Seems like a lot of weakness. But you just don't know. We could easily continue to go up here again. You really can't. You really have to believe that the market can do anything. That's the only way. If you truly believe that, and then you can stay nimble and quickly get out of a trade and maybe notice another opportunity that you wouldn't if you have a pre-fixed idea of what you think should happen. So I'm going to try to keep my mind open to many options, but my guess is we probably break below this 13.32 3/4. Next level of support would be down here around 15.93 to 15.94 level. The next area of support that I would look for a major turnaround in the market. Of course, also 16.14. These are the levels I put on my charts every day. So that's my game plan. It'll be the day after a long weekend, so it might be quiet. Mondays sometimes can be quiet. Now for the other markets, I'll first talk about wheat and what happened on my wheat trade and why I got out when I did, why I didn't get out earlier. When you have a spring, a lot of times you can get a really long run out of it. So here, obviously, I had no reason to get out. Bars were looking strong. We were in an area of congestion up here, and we did have a little bit of an overbought condition. So not surprised that we pulled back like this, but I also thought that we could go higher, so I held on. When we came to test this trend channel, we did violate it, but we had a bunch of bullish bars, so I decided to stick with it. However, when we quickly erased the gains on this bar, I got out here around 701, I think is where I got out, 702-ish level. So I got about a little over 10 points on the trade, which is pretty decent for wheat. My risk on it was about 3.5 points. So looking at about 2.5 to 1 risk return on the trade. So on the daily, it looks to me like we could be just testing our spring that why we initially took the trade on. I don't know where my chart is for the daily chart. we had a lot of volume on the pullback, a considerable amount of volume, but we didn't really get a lot of progress downwards either. So if we can hold tomorrow, my guess is we probably don't rock it up tomorrow. We could. I'll keep an eye on my other time frames, but um, this we could just be testing the spring. We had a good reaction. The first few bars were a pretty solid reaction. Not surprised we stalled here either. So I'll definitely look to get back on board. A lot of the other commodities like soybeans had quite a run. This could too. Weekly chart also looks interesting. We've had quite an extended down move, and we're sitting right on top of a support level here. So another reason why I'm anticipating to go long wheat as well. Lots of ease of movement, and the sell-off down to test this level is a little more choppy and a lot of more clustering of closes than this rally was. So I think there's buyers down here still, and that's another reason why we have some shortening of the thrust as well. I think there's a lot of time to get on board this thing. I mean, it could break out up to 800 on the weekly. We get a pullback, I'd still get on board. I think we could go up to 944. I think it's a good chance that this could hold and start a trend move up. So that's one reason I'm so bullish on wheat and why I'm watching that. But I'm not going to force a trade either, so I'll wait and see if something can set up on the 1500 chart for me. That's the one I tend to like to trade. It tends to give us a little more clear signals. Anything faster than that, sometimes wheat can be kind of sloppy and churny. So if I get a 4500 chart set up too, I'll look to get on board with that for even a longer term swing. A couple other markets looking at is the euro. Looking at the daily chart, main reason for taking the trade. We broke below ICE and we've tested it once and twice. I like to look for NR3, NR4 days. That's where the range of the current day is smaller than the previous 2 or the previous 6 days. Or if we get an inside day too, and it's an NR3 or NR7, you tend to get really good moves over the next couple of days. And I use that to kind of alert me to watching a particular market. I know a market is sleeping, and I can look forward to a good 1, 2, maybe even a 3-day move in one direction or the other. And that's kind of how I kind of help weed things out and look for markets that have the greatest opportunity to trade. Well, the euro has that, and also we have a little bit of ICE that we broke below and we're now testing. So also have a 310 oscillator short setup. A lot of things are going for this for a potential move. I actually took a trade on it over the weekend. Kind of probably shouldn't have taken it since it was so quiet, but I didn't want to miss out on anything. And sometimes if you can get in early, 310 short here. I got stopped out. I was asleep for the up thrust. Probably could have got back in here for a short, but right now we're springing off this level, so I'm not sure what'll happen in the morning. But I'll probably wait till the morning to take a trade, potentially short in that. I wouldn't shy away from a long, but I may not be as aggressive with a long trade. Another market to watch since Friday was such a quiet day. There's a lot of NR3 days setting up. But we've tested, there seems to me to be an axis line right here, and buyers keep stepping into it over the last few days. So, and Friday looked like a little bit of a test of this area, and it held. So I'll be looking for a breakout in one area, probably looking more towards the upside in crude oil. If you look here at the 3000 tick chart, you can see that I have a sequence for a change in trend. We have a trend down. We had a change of behavior, breaking up. And now we are in the process of consolidating. My guess is we're building a cause to go back up. Well, we could go down too. So I'm kind of looking just for a break out of this trading range, to be honest. If we get a breakout of the trading range to the downside, I won't shy away from going short. But my guess is it's probably more apt to go up than down at this moment. And that's it for me. And I'll show you for these swing trades what I use. I actually use a scanner to help me uh, keep a pulse of things while I'm usually watching the S&Ps during the day, so I don't like to be too distracted. So I have a scanner where I have all the markets I look at. I don't have them all on here right now, but I know I'm interested in crude, the euro. What I'll do is I'll turn on um, my alert to tell me when I'm getting a 310 setup, which is, as a lot of you know, my kind of basic setup I use. I just have it scanning for situations where there's a 16s above zero and the 310 pulls below zero. For long, vice versa for a short. And when it does, it pops up and it says short or long. Here, the CL 2400 chart is showing me that it's a short. So if I go to the CL, I actually have got a 3000, but it's kind of close to it. As you can see, it's setting up a short. So not that that's a good one and I wouldn't take it, but at least it alerts me to what's going on. And that's how I kind of try to keep track of things during the day. Anyways, hope you guys have a great trading day tomorrow, and we'll talk to you soon.